Hey, what's up everyone? This is SnackBox. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Guys, we are going to have some summoning events this week as well as HYDRA changes. Now, as you can see, the summoning portal is glowing golden and we have an extra legendary event from Sacred Shards. That means if you're able to pull a legendary, you will get an extra one as a bonus. Now, the thing is, the chances are not increased, so if you're not close to Mercy, I would probably not open my Sacred Shards because it's very unlikely to get a legendary, but of course you can get lucky. Some people really get lucky with a couple of Sacred Shards, others have to open up like 15 to I've seen people opening up 18 Sacred Shards and then getting two legendary champions that they they don't have any use for. So yeah, in my opinion, you should definitely save your shards because by the amount of summoning events we recently have, there has to be something coming up soon. Even you know, if it's there's for sure gonna be a fusion, but I don't know. I feel like they're gonna bring another event, maybe a guaranteed for sacreds or ancient shards or something's coming up. I can feel it because they're really trying to drain our shards in the last couple weeks, and you know, there's most likely going to be some type of event where you want to have your shards ready for. Um, Other than this extra legendary event, we are going to have an progressive chance event tomorrow and another one on Wednesday. So this is the actual event, as you can see. The first one is going to be on Tuesday, that's tomorrow. You are able to get Freya, Ragash, Helicat, and Archbishop from Ancients, Primals, and Sacred Shards. And then Siphi and Tuhanarak from Void Shards. Now, Siphi is one of the best arena champion in terms of legendaries out there. So I know a lot of people will go for her. If you really want to get Siphi, this is probably one of the best chances to do so because it's a 15x, which can be up to like 25. I think it's 20, yeah, 25x. So it's a really reasonable chance, but the chances overall to pull a legendary is the same. So if you're not close to Mercy or you don't have a lot of Void Shards, it's really not likely. You know, the chance is not that high to get Siphi, but it's probably you know, one of the best moments for people that are open up or trying to open up a lot of void shards for Siphi. So that's, you know, that's what this event is for, I guess. The other champions are not that good anymore. Freya is very new and a really decent champion for PvE as well as PvP. She can definitely be used in some arena teams as well as siege or PvE content. Really good. Ragash kind of fell off. He was you know, one of the best nukers in the game until the mythicals came into the game. Kind of the same with Helicat. He kind of fell off now with the new HP burn champion. He might have a spot again, but it's very niche. Maybe for Siege as well. There are also some clan boss teams with Helicat. Archbishop, also a very niche champion. He has block buffs, which is good for HYDRA, for example. I use him in Cursed City in some stages, and yeah, other than that I'm not really using him, but he's a nice support champion. But the best one in here is definitely Siphi. And then Tuhanarak also kind of fell off a little bit because her block buffs skill is not really reliable, but she's kind of a legendary Doom Priest with a lot of utility, so really strong support champion actually. Yeah, would I break the bank for Tuhanarak? Probably not. Then we have another summoning event on Wednesday, and there we have Steltas Dragonbane, Lysandra, White Queen Ancora, and Herndik from Ancients, Primals, and Sacred Shards, and then Inkensa, Grail Bearer, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, and Yumiko from Void Shards. Now, Yumiko still one of the best Void legendaries in the game. She's kind of like a Kaimar combined with Warlord. She puts your enemy's skills on cooldown, resets your allies' skills, and she can be used in PvE, in HYDRA, in a lot of comps. She's present. Most popular teams she's used in is the ones with Trunda, and of course very strong in Arena. Now she lost a little bit of value for Arena because mythical champions can just switch their forms, and that makes a skill cooldown champion not that strong anymore, but still good. Like she's not trash, but lost a little bit of value because of mythical champions. In terms of non-void champions, Ancora, a really strong reviver, paired with Narcissus, probably one of the best pairs in the game, like comparable with Marichka and Taras, while they are still at the top, but still pretty strong, right? She can cleanse, revive, and yeah, as magic affinity, which is pretty solid. Lysandra, one of the best speed boosters in the game, actually. A lot of people use her in Arena, really good. Steltas Dragonbane can be used as a defensive nuker. He's defense based, but most people use him in Dragon because he can just deflect poison debuffs, and he basically just kills the dragon solo. So for the dragon boss, he's probably MVP. Herndik, was never really at the top of the list in terms of nukers, but he can definitely deal some damage. But nothing crazy actually. I use him for Dark Fae, but other than that, I'm not using him anywhere. So that's it for the progressive chance events. We have a personal CVC tomorrow. It's going to start in around 18 hours. If you want to check out my CVC video, you can do that. I will put it in the description below. Definitely make sure to check that out if you want to know how to get to 400,000 points without a problem as a free-to-play. Now this definitely needs a lot of preparation and planning, so it's not like you will just do it without an issue. Also, it depends on where you are at in the game. Can you farm all the content? Are you completing Doom Tower? Are you done with faction wars and so on? So it really depends on your state of the game, but of your account. But it's definitely possible to get around 400,000 points or even more if you're entering the end game. Other than that, Plarium actually announced some HYDRA changes. Let me actually pull that up real quick. So there we go. Here they say, "Hello Raiders, while we are in full preparation for something wicked that stirs in the Stormwind, we want to address some of the more present concerns, mainly HYDRA." I mean, it's about time, honestly. I really hope they're gonna fix, or I don't know. I hope they would fix HYDRA before they announce new content, because now it's like, you haven't really fixed your old content and you're already releasing new content. So, um, you know, I'm not expecting the new contents to be, without bugs, and will it run, you know, um, without a problem? Will it, or, it's just, it feels a little bit messy, and kind of like a distraction for the current problems of HYDRA. And it doesn't feel good, honestly. I'm hyped about new content, of course. I want to see what the new clan boss is going to do, but at the same time I wish they would fix the problems that they have right now with HYDRA, which are really significant. And people don't enjoy HYDRA as much anymore, because it's really, a little bit annoying with the changes they implemented. But we will see. So let's see what they say here. Let's start with the good news right away. Change to the Serpent's Will buff spawn. We had a lot of feedback regarding the new version of the Serpent's Will buff, especially turns where all 4 heads have protection and champions cannot deal any damage to them. So yeah, so this was actually a pretty big, or is still a pretty big problem, because a lot of players face a situation where all of the heads have this Serpent's Will buff, and then you just can't do damage for whenever this Serpent's Will buff will go away. You need to wait till the heads actually take a turn, and if you have a fast team, you will take multiple turns before the heads take any turns. So it's kind of like you're kind of like punished for your damage output, and also how fast your team is. So it's kind of a weird mechanic, because basically you get punished for your good builds on your champions, which is pretty ironic. Now, as a solution, we came up with a pretty simple rule that should address this issue directly. There will be no more than 3 Serpent's Will buffs that can be active at the same time. So the turns where no target can be damaged will become impossible. While we don't have a specific date yet, this change should be in the game with the next big update. So yeah, so instead of 4 heads with Serpent's Will, you will have 3. Now, I don't think this is going to do the job. I don't think this is going to change the mind of the player base. It's pretty much still the same. Now, of course, you can deal damage to one of the heads, but honestly, there shouldn't be more than 2 heads with this Serpent's Will buff. And honestly, maybe, I don't know. I think there are many ways to work around this whole damage reduction thing. Like, make us be able to remove it. Why is it a protected buff, right? That would probably solve the problem. Now I get that they wanna slow down, or like reduce the amount of damage you're able to put out, but it's really just nerfing all the teams out there except the one that they originally tried to nerf, which is still the number 1 problem in HYDRA, and it's Trunda. And that's why they implemented all these changes, but basically they nerfed everything else. Of course, they took down the amount of damage Trunda was able to do, but at the same time they nerfed everybody else. So it's kind of like a nerf for everybody, but Trunda is still at the top. So I don't think it actually solved the problem or the issue they had before, and it's just creating more problems at the moment. Let's move on here. We are also working on some additional changes to simply put make some of the mechanics more effective against HYDRA while also reducing tedious parts of the battle. However, we are still testing them and cannot provide any more information until we are sure that they will have a positive impact on players' teams and their performances. We want to apologize for the slow updates regarding the HYDRA. Changes to the HYDRA mode itself were announced a long time ago, and it took us a long time to test and implement everything. Sadly, even after all that time, we still have some rough edges and bugs. We understand your frustration and we'll do our best to make appropriate changes faster and be as open and clear about what we are going to do as possible. Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of too late for all this, right? Like, took them like 2 years or what to fix or like to implement changes, trying to fix the Trunda comps, and it's not working. And now it's kind of like, yeah, here's our apology, and it took us a lot of time, but it's kind of like all the damage is already done, and now it's like damage reduction basically. Feels like they're trying to save what's left, and I mean, it's good that they're trying to make changes now actually, but they kind of have to listen to their player base a little bit. They don't have to listen to everything, but there are a lot of good ideas out there which they can apply, or like at least listen to and then adjust. And because the way it is not the way it is now is not really helping anybody. It's just making everybody feel bad about doing HYDRA. There's a lot of people that invested a crazy amount of money to get certain champions, and now they kind of like get punished for it. That they have these crazy champions because they are doing too much damage, they're too fast, and so on. So they really need to find a balance there, and really a balance, and not just a nerf for every team out there and make HYDRA unbelievable annoying. That's basically not how you're gonna satisfy the player base. But we will see what future brings. I'm glad they're trying to change it. I'm glad they're like moving a step closer to what we are asking for, but it's still not enough, I think, with these types of changes. They should probably revert most of these changes and start from zero again, but we will see. So, on questions about mythical champions. We recently received a lot of questions regarding Carnage Empowerment and Mythical Soul slot in the Soul Merchant tab. While not linked to each other, we are planning to introduce both. However, only after we add more mythical champions into the game. That's actually a good thing. I was already wondering why they don't have mythical souls in the merchant tab. There's really no reason for it other than make people spend money for soul stones, because there is no other way to get mythical souls. Then for the CVC tournament, the next CVC will feature personal rewards. Okay, so we covered that already. So these changes are a little bit underwhelming in terms of HYDRA, but at least they're moving one step towards us and trying to fix it. Now we will see what they will do in the future. I really hope they can solve this problem as fast as possible. But yeah, other than that, we have a Sand Devil tournament that started today, and There's no prism shard in here, so we won't have any summoning pool, I believe, this week. So the highest reward, which is an Immortal Soulstone, sits at 5,250 points, which will cost me with my team around 2,200 energy. Now, if you want to check that out, if you still need to work on your Sand Devil team, I will link my Sand Devil videos in the description below, and maybe it will help you build your teams. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to comment and like. And with that being said, see you in the next video.